Hey everybody, this is Dark Cardsman. We're back really quick. Now, since Adobe apparently doesn't want to import this MP4, we're going to be a little strange and literally watch a recording while recording at the same time. Now, I've muted the audio on it, of course, but this is effectively what just happened to my computer a few minutes ago. One of my hard drives cooked off, hit its 50 Celsius cutoff limit, and instead of reporting an error and simply going, hey, your hard drive is too hot, you need to shut down or something, it turned off. At least this is a theory. It turned off and went ahead and just pretty much killed the graphics card in the process. What was happening at the moment is I was reviewing the last video I had just recorded to make sure there was no problems, anything I needed to record over, anything else, and was in the process of doing this, and it effectively was trying to stream data. Something happened. I don't know exactly what's going on, because even though I have been trained in hardware, this is beyond my experience and skill. But the guess is, because the graphics card was in use, data was being transferred to another piece of software and transferring to the graphics card. It just pretty much maybe null pointed. It just gave it an empty stream, got a whole bunch of junk garbage. It froze up the graphics display. From what I could tell, the computer itself was still running, as I could still hear audio from the video itself, at least for a few seconds, and then it finally just died. It going to a black monitor was not the computer dying itself. That was me literally forcing the power button, because what are you going to do in a situation like this? Just thought I would show this really quick to kind of point out that it is very important that you keep hard drives cool. And to make this even more important, let me go ahead and drag Specky over to kind of show just literally what the problem I'm having with. For those who don't know the context of this, I ripped out the cooling fans at the front of my computer a while back, because both of them basically system failed on me. And what made me system fail is the one basically stalled up, would not move anymore, and the other one was basically sounding like somebody had put nails into a blender. And neither were operating, so I just tore them out before they would die completely and kill the computer with it. But when looking at Specky, I have currently 5 drives in my computer. I've actually removed several of them recently just to kind of help with the heat problem, is there were so many drives packed together that they are overheating. The reason why you see a complete discrepancy in the temperature is the spacing on them and the size of the drives. Now, these bottom 3 drives are basically old school big clunky drives. I think they're like 3.8 inches or something like that. These 2 are basically laptop drives. This first one has my OS on it. It's going to stay cool because, one, it's solid state, so there's no moving parts. 2, it's spaced so far out from the rest of it that it gets nice, really nice ventilation. It just cools down. This drive is right below it. It's an actual hard drive. It came out of an old laptop. I use it for storing videos. And then, of course, you've got, I believe this is my main drive with all my software on it, my dev drive. No, wait, this is the main drive. This is the dev drive. That's right, because if it's a Western Digital, it's very likely I did not purchase it myself. I don't trust Western Digitals beyond all thing. I've ordered so many of them and they failed on me. Seagates, on the other hand, they all work. Unfortunately, both of these bigger drives right here, especially this 3 terabyte one, so amazingly hot, because, one, they're at the bottom of the case where they're not getting good ventilation, and the fan I've got on the exterior of this is not helping. I basically had to go find a working external fan that you would normally use to cool yourself off or cool a room down, and have duct taped it to the front of my case just to give it enough ventilation that these will not cook off. Once they hit 50 Celsius, this is what I had to look up. It's basically the safety threshold. Now, there's some drives that will go almost all the way up to 90 Celsius, but it seems the very standard for most drives is about 50, from what I can tell. Needless to say, I'm going to have to shell out some cash here pretty soon and probably buy some new fans. I'm hoping to salvage some here pretty soon, but just thought I'd make this really quick video to show why it's important to keep hard drives cool, because most people think, yeah, CPU needs to be cooled off so your computer doesn't shut off, your graphics card needs to be cooled off so once it doesn't shut off. Nobody really thinks about the rest of the parts. The rest of the parts in your computer actually do heat up, and if they get to a certain point, they may not even have a safety threshold. I don't even think there's one for a graphics card. I'm assuming there probably is, because it would be pretty stupid if they include a temperature sensor and then not do anything with it. But a lot of parts do have safety limits, and this really comes down to a lot of the components on them, like things like capacitors. Capacitors don't take a lot of heat. There's a little tubes and boxes you see. Usually the boxes are actually coils, but the little tubes, cylinders on there, there's usually capacitors. They get too hot, they'll explode. Resistors can get pretty hot before they'll blow up. Transistors can get pretty hot before they'll blow up. But yeah, I'll leave you guys here, and I'll be back with another video, which I did actually record 2 more videos now here, and I'm probably going to record another couple, and those will be uploaded pretty shortly.